Africa does not need our money. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They want the $1.7 trillion buying power. Africa don't need our money. Out of all of the out of all of the racially black countries, we have the highest buying power. Okay? As consumers, we have the highest buying power. We have of the regular I'm not talking. Let's take the rich folk out of it for a minute. Take the rich folk out of it, because they not sharing any money anyway. Let's take the rich folk out of it. Okay, the buying power of the consumer, the buying power of every consumer around the globe that's black Americans have the highest buying power. Of the regular folk, we get paid the most. Okay. Around all the globe, but the regular folks, we get paid the most. So we got the most money and we got the most buying power. Now watch this. Watch this. Now I'm gonna tell y'all why why Africa does not need this money. That's why it's something fishy. Remember I told y'all something fishy in the fish? Okay? Now I'm about to say it, okay? Because the money, Africa, this is a whole continent. Now let's compare 50 million people to a whole continent. 50 million whole continent, right? If you add up the money that their billionaires have, they got over $4 trillion. Just the top 5%, they got $4 trillion. Yeah. So ask, I want to know why. Because it's a great question. Why do you need to tap into Black America's $1.7 trillion buying power when Africa's top people has over $4 trillion and they holding it? Holding it in what, you say? Holding it for themselves? Infrastructure? Businesses? Okay? They claim it be all tied up. They claim it be all tied up. That's a lot of money to be tied up. You know what I'm saying? If it's tied up, untie it. Just don't come to Black America to try and tap into our 1.7. Okay? Africa got money. This is what I'm trying to say. Man, that lady was like, oh, we don't need your money. You right. Did I disagree with her? I sure didn't. Because I did not. Do you see them big old mansions and stuff over there? Okay, now, let me finish. These wealthy people, just like I told you, they will exploit you and oppress you, right? That's the Bible, okay? I don't trust rich folk. I don't. So this is what they're going to do. So the rich folk want to get what? Richer. So they want to use the untapped, that's the key word, the untapped potential of that $1.7 trillion buying power in partnerships. Who stands to lose the most? Black America. Right? Now I'm about to break it down, right? Because Black America is not a continent. You see that? Black America is not a continent. It's a people. Black America is its own country. Okay? So, as a country, Black America has great buying power. But to go up against a continent, and see, they want the billionaires of that continent, the wealthy 5% of that continent, they want to tap into the 1.7 trillion of Black America, the country, quote unquote. Now they say they want to do some philanthropy and, giving back and creating businesses and everything like that. Okay. Now, right now, isn't that supposed to be what's happening with the billionaires over the whole continent of Africa already? that have the $4 trillion together? Isn't that what's supposed to be happening? But for some reason right now it's just not working. They still claim that people just still struggling and they just don't have enough. Why don't they have enough? That's my question. Okay? So you come over here with your rich self to the USA. Talking about you buying up stuff. Because stuff tied to Black America make money. And Black America spends money. And it was tied to Black America makes money. And what's tied to Black America, we spend money, make money, spend money, make money, spend money. So the African Union knows that they have money. They don't need our money. They want to make a strategic partnership with our money. Now, will that work? It depends on who is controlling the freaking money. And that's the problem I have. And when I went and researched, with the Essence thing, all the way back to 2011, and there was that little reported scam going on with the National Harlem Theater. Okay? I was like, these rich folk. Something going on here. What else does Black America have that they want? The global cultural power. They want in on that. Okay? Why you think it? See? Now I'm not gonna sit up here. I'm just want put the puzzle pieces together, baby. So the problem is cash flow through Africa, because the cash not flowing. If the cash was flowing well, the bottom people would have it. It's not flowing, right? But Africa is asset rich, but their cash flow poor. So how do they get the cash to flow? By tapping into the $1.5 trillion buying power. Now, how on earth will this affect Black America? It could help if the partnerships are real. You just never know, right? It could help. It could also help. I'm just being real. It could also help everybody else, right? Everybody else in Africa, right? Or it could hurt us. It could hurt us bad. Okay? It could hurt Black America real bad. Real bad. Okay? Because you have to remember, a lot of our assets were destroyed. And so we're having to rebuild. And so if our money is not rebuilding where we are, we're having to stretch that money. You see what I'm saying? But if the partnerships are great, it could help Black America. However, and it could help regular everyday African people. Okay? However, what if the wealthy, this is a plan for the wealthy, to just gain more and leave everyone with less? So you got to take your chances. But Africa does not need it. Africa's not struggling. They want us to buy. That's exactly why I was saying ownership or nothing. It has nothing to do with the overall African people. It has something to do with these wealthy people. They could be setting everybody up just so they can get richer.